Hey guys, it's MikeYeung here. I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Lee Sin up to the Challenger level. So on Lee Sin, I think it's best to take Conqueror. Usually Conqueror is like the best rune right now for a lot of bruisers right now, because you just heal a lot when you get it fully stacked. And Lee Sin's one of those champions that can stack it up really fast. Like you have so many spells that stack it up and you can auto attack with your passive. And then a lot of people are a little bit confused about what to get for this line of runes. So Alacrity is usually best if they don't have much CC, and Tenacity if they have a lot of CC. And then as for Inspiration Tree, I like to go Magical Footwear for the free 300 gold. That's basically a kill at 12 minutes. And you get the 10 bonus speed. And then I like the Cosmic Insight a lot, because if someone blows a flash, your flash will come up 5% faster, and you can get the guaranteed insec. And then as for the runes, this is just the standard rune setup. So make sure you always start with Hunter's Machete. It just gives you bonus lifesteal against monsters. I always start red buff, because red buff allows me to just change my pathing however I like it. With the red buff, it allows me to just gank at level 2, allows me to duel the enemy jungler at level 2 because I have red buff advantage. Say the enemy jungler starts blue, and I start red. That means if he goes to his blue, then I can just destroy him here with red buff advantage. So the normal clear is basically doing red, blue, Gromp for the fastest level 3, and then you can gank anywhere you want after that. So a lot of people make the biggest mistake in the world at level 1 when starting Q on Lee Sin, and that's because you're not utilizing your passive. Your passive gives 40% attack speed every single time you use an ability, and that's 2 basic attacks. So W is the best for that, because when you cast W on yourself, it's reduced by 50%. That means your W is going to come up so fast, and you can just keep on using the passive over and over again. So you want to use your W before you auto attack twice. And then W again. And W again. And then repeat. You don't want us to use your smite for this first camp. And Lee Sin is a jungler that doesn't need a leash. I'm not going to use a single potion. I'm going to be full HP. And then now we're here at the blue buff. So you want to save smite for blue buff, because blue buff has more armor than the red buff. So W, auto attack twice. W, auto attack twice. Q, auto attack twice. And here you can see me, I'm kiting the blue buff out. And the reason why is so I can get to the Gromp a little bit faster. And now you have the option to gank mid or top. So a lot of people make this mistake and show on this ward before they gank. A lot of people don't know this, but mid laners that ward the line bush can't see junglers walking ramp and around. So what I like to do a lot is I like to go through the ramp to avoid the ward like this. And let's say a mid laner is right here and your mid laner is right here. So you can go around, ward jump to gap close, auto attack to slow, E to slow. When he flashes, he's gonna flash right here. And then you land the Q, finish the kill, then you can flash out. And at this point, there are a lot of other options as well. You can do another camp to get the extra gold for your next item. You can do Scuttle Crab if you're healthy. You can do a gank bottom if they're pushed up, or you can choose to do the same thing on the top side of the map and then gank top. So let's talk about Lee Sin itemization. What items to buy when, what to buy first back, and what trinket you usually want to go. So you always want to go yellow trinket, and that's because so you can have the ward jumps, you can use the insects there, you can also just ward jump into the fight or ward jump out of the fight. The first back, you always want to try and get a few pink wards, 1 or 2 pink wards, and long swords. Long swords are better than the Hunter's Talisman because Hunter's Talisman is not as helpful with clear on Lee Sin. So you want to go next item Caulfields if you want a fast warrior, and you want to go Tiamat if you can afford it on the first back. So Rush Warrior ASAP because the item is just perfect on Lee Sin. You get 10% CDR, and you get the bonus 60 AD. And you want to go Red Smite versus Bruiser junglers that burst. and Blue Smite if you want a slow setup ganks versus squishies. So for the boots that you want to go Tabbies versus auto attack based champs, and Mercrez versus mages and CC champs. I almost always go Black Cleaver on Lee Sin because it gives really good base stats, 20% CDR, Kindle Gem gives 10% CDR, and Phage is also really good on Lee Sin because of the extra mobility and the damage and HP. So it's really good to have a good balance of damage, tankiness, cooldown reduction, and armor shred. So here, I think, am I really snowballing or do I need defensive stats? So if I need defensive stats, I go GA if I can get one shot instantly, and if the enemy team has a lot of 80 champs, because GA gives a decent amount of armor. So I go Sterex if I can stay in the fight and not get one shot, because then I can play more aggressive, utilizing the passive lifeline. It gives shield and tenacity, and then it's also better against mages, because mages have a lot of flat damage abilities and burst abilities, which is really good when you have Sterex because you just have that extra HP and the shield to block, say like a Veigar trying to ulti you. So if you're really snowballing and you don't need any of these defensive items after Black Cleaver, you want to go Lethality. So my personal favorite is Umbral Glaive because you can clear vision. It's the cheapest out of the Lethality items. It also gives 10% CDR, so you max out at max CDR at this point with Black Cleaver and Warrior. It's also good based on the situation if you want to go the other lethality items, or Hydra if you already have a Tiamat for extra lifesteal, or Maw if the enemy team has a shit ton of mages, and Edge of Night if you really need the spell shield. So let's go right into jungle pathing. Right when you leave the base, think about which lane you want to impact. Usually, you can decide the best lane to gank based off of champion matchups or summoner spells. For example, if you have an engaged support bottom versus immobile laners, make sure to start top and path down to gank bottom. For the fastest level 3 ganks, you want to do buff, and then wall camp. So on blue side, if you want to fast gank top, start red, blue, gromp, then top gank. And if you want to fast gank bottom, start blue, do gromp, then red, and then bot gank. When you hit level 6, this is go time. Try and get yourself involved with as many plays as possible every time you have your ulti. Lee Sin is strongest when you get 6 because you can guarantee getting ganks off with insects or kick flashes that lead into objectives. Here are the main combos you need to learn on Lee Sin. These are 100 times more important than learning the fancy Chinese combos. The first one is R into guaranteed Q. The next combo is War Jump, R flashing the enemy guy into your team. And then make sure you can do the normal insect by using your Q to gap close into War Jumping behind the enemy and kicking him into your team. There are a few other cool tips. You can E flash on Lee Sin, you can R into auto attack, then Q. Finally, there's the buffer flash war jump, so there's no delay while doing the war jump. The most important thing to do when snowballing is to play around your winning lanes. It's always much easier to keep winning lanes ahead and snowball them than to bring losing lanes up to speed. Also, use your laner's priority to translate the lead into permanent objectives like towers, dragons, and heralds. A smart way to transition one's lane's lead into the others is to get Prow in that lane and roam together. If you do end up behind, try not to force too many fights and wait for your power spikes like level 6 or item spikes. Also, if you're weak in the jungle, you can still gank for your strong laners and look for counter ganks all the time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below on what other content you'd like to see. Also, you can check out my streams at twitch.tv/MikeYeung and all of my other socials in the description below.